Alright guys, welcome back to the Team Ham channel. We're here with Kalvin from Team Ham, aka Mr. Docs. He is here showing his Steam Maiden deck profile that he played in Premium today.
Yep.
So without further ado, man, it's all you.
Alrighty. To get started, I built this list to fight Narukami.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fight Narukami, so I didn't do too well. But I'll show you the list.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead.
Alright.
So, of course, you need your V starter. He's the extra draw and the quick shield.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, I'm running I'll invert this for you guys.
There you go. How considerate. So nice.
2 TikTok workers, because time leap shenanigans, it really helps.
Yep. That's all the zeros, guys.
And then I chose the red over trigger. The red over trigger was mainly just for the multi-attack. I don't ever use it, the Dark State over trigger always seems to just never work for me.
Yeah.
3 PG draws, so you can already assume where that 4th Sentinel is.
It's totally not Elementaria.
2 hogs, because I heard countercharging is pretty good.
Yeah, I hear that too.
I wish they were 10Ks though, but...
One day.
3 stride fodder crit, because striding is very important. And then 3 heart thump, because you sometimes need that extra crit defensive draw trigger in your deck. And the soul actually comes up a lot.
Oh, alright.
And I run 1 Steam Maiden heal, because name. Hopefully you can find a heal sometimes. 3 heal guardians, because some decks you wish you had these, or that you get blown out. Alright. And the 1 Elementaria.
Yep.
I teched in 1 Hanale, because you can time leap into it, you can find it, Karunta into it, so whenever you need it.
Quick question, did it ever come up that you needed more than 1 Hanale today?
No. Even if I even if I had a second one, it still wouldn't have mattered.
Okay.
I'm already at 5 at that point. it's.
Okay, gotcha.
Generally, under the Hanale, it's just for me to softly prepare for my turn, so I can just go full swing and I just hope you die.
Very straight and simple.
Yeah, it's just to make sure I can survive your turn healthily, I don't lose my whole hand, right?
Right. Understandable.
And then 3 Gear Cat. This is where I think I messed up in the ratio lineup. The 4th is definitely, I think, necessary. The reason why I'm only running 3 is because I chose to run 4 Gear Dog. I prioritized fixing my ride line, but what ended up happening a lot today is I ended up drawing 2 of these in my starting hand. And sure, it's useful because you can reveal the 3 and then pitch the other dog. So that helps curve, but at the same time, they're not helping you gain advantage. They're not helping you find pieces like the cat would. So, and then there's actually a moment where having 3 screwed me over because I had Entrana combo and I didn't have the 3rd or 4th one in deck, and I drove check my last one. So it screwed me up. But yeah, I would probably swap the 3-4.
Okay.
3 of the Steam Maiden 1, because you still want to climb. Or 1 Entrana. One day. Maybe a few years from now. Of course, the 3 2s, because same thing, you need to climb. And she sets up bind zone really good. You can get mini climbs if your bind zone's messed up. 3 Karunta, because he solves everything. Especially if your opponent calls cards and leaves them on their board. You're like, thank you. I'll take your 1 to get the 2 I need. No problem.
Rude.
Then 2 Nabu for soul and for fixing bind. Garter Strict can come up, but generally doesn't. And then the real spice, 3 resist with Steam Maiden.
This one.
Steam Maiden in name with resist, with the guard restriction that can come up, but generally you'll never pay the CB for it. But being able to put 2 resists to the front row and using Karunta to help you make sure this happens against Narukami feels amazing. They sit there like, man, I don't know what stride to do. And you're just like, oh, cool, go Stunverse and gain nothing from me. Thank you. Your exterminate means nothing here.
And it actually came up in one of the rounds, right?
Yeah, I think it was my second round opponent. Yeah. I did over trigger him, so I kind of like blew him out of the water. But I did do that, and he sat there like, I don't know what to do. I don't know which stride to go into. And it's like, yeah, sure sucks, doesn't it?
He hates Narukami, by the way.
Oh, I do, because they ruined Steam Maidens. So, of course, you need your 3 Steam Maidens, and your 3 Jets for the history collection shenanigans. That's the main deck. Of course, you need your tickets. So have your Messiah. If you're not poor, get the fancier ones.
Did this man just say that?
2 of your history stride, because getting 2 force markers are cute. But also spinning back a card, it actually comes up, especially when it's like Narukami. You're like, oh, that's a nice demo. Go ahead and bottom deck that for me.
Can confirm, as a Narukami fan, I'm not a fan of that play.
Yep. Alright, and of course you need Slishmas. I opted 3. I know a lot of people like her at 4. But if you ever go into her and like your bind's not set up properly, just don't flip another one. Or you can flip one prepared for the third, or for your second stride. So like go into one, flip one, and then go into another, or you can go into one, don't flip one, and then later you can flip. So you can get multiple uses out of them. I just had to make room in the G zone. If you want 4, go ahead. And then, of course, 1. Because when you're stuck on Chrono Jet, it helps, and he sets up your bind zone. You can go ahead and just say, oh, I got all these Steam Maiden names, bind them all away, and go into the grade 3 Steam Maiden, and now you have access to your V-era combos, basically. I actually did that once today.
That's cool.
And then, of course, I had next stage. This is, of course, the overdress one, so it's a little hard to set up sometimes with the double Chrono Jets, but I just didn't have room to put the double next stage for the G-era one, and I definitely didn't have room for Heritage. So, and the reason why I don't have room is because of this card.
Revolution.
So Revolution sends back an entire board for 1 counterblast. So if you fight an opponent who calls an entire board and you don't like that board, you can send that whole board back to them. And I do that a lot into control matchups, and I even did that today to a Genesis matchup. They're playing Regalia, whatever, and they didn't have the gauges to keep their board safe, so I spun back 3 Norns. So that was fun. And then last, into the G guards, you need your 2 barrel lock, because 1's never enough. I swear, if you run 1, you will always need a second one. This come up a lot, and for some reason people don't know you don't pitch a heal for this. It came up a lot. We're like, wait, discard your heal? I'm like, sir, I don't need to. This G guard don't need a heal trigger to work. And then Rabina, because you can get your TikToks, because you saw I had no real way to get it, and I'm not running Melums. 1 header around when you're on Chrono Jet to just laugh on a spin. I actually used him like twice today. And then 1 of the Uluru, because putting back an over trigger is nice, and sometimes putting back a unit you need, like a Gear Cat, comes up. And then, of course, our best one. Would like to find a room for her to run a second, maybe cut a stride, I don't know, something. She is our biggest G-Guard. She gets really fat if your bind zone set up right. But that is it. That's Steam Maidens.
This man was not maidenless today, that's for sure.
Felt like it, though.
Do you want to go over your rounds a little bit?
Yeah, I have the list.
Oh, he has it.
Yeah. So I thought going into this I was going to fight a lot of Narukami. That did not happen. So round 1, I fight Gold Liberators, and they send the living shit out of me. They win the die roll, and I gave them 2 counterblasts because I was like, man, what can they really do with 2 CB? Because initially I was thinking it was Gurglet, and I was like, 2 CB, like, they can make a couple plays, but it's not that important.
Right.
Nope. They went into that stride, or they went into Liberator and just messed me up. I was like, yep, I screwed up. I deserve this loss. Round 2, I fought that Narukami. Finally, I landed it, and the resist worked perfectly. And like I said, I hit the over trigger, which that cleanly decided that game for me. Round 3, I fought another Gurguit, but this one got really unfortunate. He did not ride anything to create Excel circles. He had the grade 3 from Overdress that lets you like match your opponent's defensive triggers or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, he rode that. So he was a sad gold boy, and he lost.
Mm-hmm.
And then round 4, I fought that Genesis player that I spun his whole board back. He opened up 3 Norns. Yeah, he ran me out of the water. That was not fun. And then after spinning his whole board back, he still top decked and found a way to get another Norn back on the board. And it was, even if he didn't, I'm pretty sure I still would have lost. But that sealed it 100%.
Right.
Round 5, another Gurguit. I was like, wow, this is awesome. On my kill turn, he hits 2 defensives, one being the crit to let him draw a card, so he's able to block through my turn, no problem. And then on his turn, I have exactly enough to guard everything. Even if he hits 1 trigger, I'm good.
Right.
Only thing he can't hit is OT or front. Hits front. I'm like, cool.
Oh.
I die.
Ripperoonies.
And then round 6, I fought a Luard, and the Luard player rushed me on grade 2 and hits red over trigger on grade 2. Full board rushes, hits red over trigger, just sends me straight to hell with that. And I'm like, yeah, there is no way to really recover at this point. So and then I dropped. And that was it.
Damn.
So,
It sounded like a lot of unfortunate events happened for you today.
I just didn't find the right matchups. I built the deck to fight control, and I didn't fight control. Like the one I fought, I won.
Man. Well, hopefully it's just a learning experience going on to the next event, which is Houston, right?
Yeah, Houston and then Georgia.
All right. Well, you'll definitely be seeing more deck profiles from this man on the channel. Thank you so much again, Kalvin, for spending the time tonight. Guys, if you like this type of content, please like, subscribe, tell us what you want to see more of. If you like this, just tell us that too. We just like reading comments, so please. But anyway, thank you so much again, man. Take care.
Bye.